yes, fuck you, crappy asshole. On the 14th floor in a bathroom door don't lie. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the bodies mix, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 30 of Phired Up, presented by the Belly Up Podcast Network. I'm Mike Gilletto. Joining me, as always, is Dom Console. Dom, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? 30 episodes.
30
crazy,
in.
right?
I know, it is crazy.
It feels like
so,
time's flying.
It certainly does. I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. I feel like absolute dog shit. So we're going to try to keep this one nice and short. I'm fighting through it right now. So we'll get through it. But before we get started into the and you know what, I'll do the sponsorship first. We do have my bookie, and then I have a small confession I did want to tell you.
Okay.
So from all the biggest games to the smallest events, make every bet worth your while with MyBookie. Start by doubling your first deposit instantly with MyBookie's first deposit bonus. Double your money before you even place a bet, and all you have to do is sign up and deposit using my exclusive promo code FIREDUP, PHIREDUP, one word, at MyBookie. There are tons of great games and prop bets to take advantage this week, but let me point you in the right direction for your first wager. This Sunday, two powerhouse offenses meet when the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Dallas Cowboys. Dem boys, it sucks to say, but you know it is what it is. Have been on a tear this season, while the Chiefs continue to struggle. Unfortunately, I have to do it. Take the Cowboys to cover the spread, so you walk away with the bread at MyBookie. Don't wait any longer. Head to MyBookie today to redeem your double deposit bonus, so you can get in on the game and start winning big today. That's promo code FIREDUP to receive double your first deposit instantly in your account. No hassle, no wait. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
That was a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. So that was my first one live on the spot. I had to edit it in last week. But
yeah.
First, you know, we'll get better with that as it goes.
Man.
You know, again, I'm fighting through
It's a
the
work in
elements.
progress.
So you know,
It
the
seems
first
like
time wasn't too bad.
It seems like MyBookie's fired up. So
They certainly are
we're
fired
good to
up.
go.
But one confession I did have is so this weekend I was a little bored on Friday night. I understand we're not at Thanksgiving yet. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I put my Christmas tree up.
Okay. Hey, man, I am the last person to judge you on that. I don't have mine up, but November 1st, man, the Christmas lights go on. The music comes on. I mean, no judgment from my side.
Absolutely.
So I love it.
All right, well, we'll get into the Eagles game. They did beat the Denver Broncos 30-13. And let's just play this. So I don't even have my things plugged in. Hopefully anybody, you know what? We're fighting through the elements. Here we go. We're just going to play it that way. I don't even have it plugged in.
You can see how prepared we were for the show today.
Yep. I don't even have it plugged. It's fine. Can you even hear that? I don't even know.
Yeah, vaguely.
It's a shit show right now.
It's up to Eagle season.
We don't even have to. I don't even have to let it go. It's fine.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it.
You get the point.
Right.
He won 30-13. God, what a fuck. I don't even have it plugged in. All right. So yeah, I mean,
you're all over the place today, huh?
I really am. This whole day's been a giant shit show. So 30-13. I thought the offense, I mean, they look good, right? I mean, the game really wasn't in doubt, I felt like, really at all. I think Jalen Hurts played his best game as an Eagle in the NFL.
I agree.
But at the same time, I think the fan base needs to pump the brakes a little bit.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I've seen things like maybe Jalen Hurts is the franchise quarterback we've been looking for.
Right.
It's one game, everybody. Calm down.
No, I agree completely. And what I said on Twitter, I know you were not when I was responding to Don's question on Twitter to me. I know you were not totally on board with that. His question was basically saying, do you think the Eagles have a shot to even contend for a playoff spot? And the only thing I said was if they continue to play like this, and I didn't say this in the tweet, but let me back it up a little bit. If they continue to play the way they're playing right now, or at least even the last 3 weeks, maybe, if they continue to run the ball, if they continue to let Hurts throw anywhere from 15 to 25 times a game, and especially with the teams that they're playing these next 5 or 6 weeks, you never know. But here's the thing with Jalen Hurts though, is like I agree with you. He played his best career game in the NFL this past week against Denver. But here's the thing, like he played well, but like does this fan base really want a guy who is a game manager?
I was just about to say he's an athletic game manager. That's all.
Yeah,
he is.
and
take Alex Smith, take him
Right.
with legs. That's what Jalen Hurts is.
And I think Alex Smith might be a little bit better. Like he's got a better
Yeah,
arm.
he's a better
accuracy.
passer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing is, do we really want to settle for a? Do we really want to settle for a system quarterback, a guy that can maybe win you 8 games a year, 7 games a year, even I don't even know if he can do that, but a guy that just and again he played well this week. He threw the ball down the field fairly well, but a guy that has shown us that he can't really throw the ball down the field other than one game. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I just think people are so hurt against what Wentz did the last couple of years that they just see this guy and like. And I know we keep talking about Wentz, but like it's the truth, honestly. Like I just feel like people are so hurt from trading away Fultz and choosing Carson Wentz and like just the way that Carson played last year. He played like dog shit. I get it, but like I don't think this guy's the answer either. He's a system quarterback. He's got a lot of things that a franchise quarterback he doesn't have a lot of what a franchise quarterback should have, in my opinion. So I don't know if anybody in this draft is a franchise quarterback. I don't know if Russell Wilson is still the same Russell Wilson. I don't have the answer, but I do think I know that Jalen Hurts still isn't the guy, even after this fantastic week. And I have been on the show, on Twitter, on talking to people that I am not a Jalen Hurts guy. I like the guy. I'm not a fan of the player, but I will give him props this week. I think he played well, really, really well this week.
Yeah, he did. But again, it's not all sunshine and rainbow. Like, I think the first touchdown, the throw to Devontae Smith, that's a 50-50 ball that Smith just makes a great play on. A great play on. So I guess it was a good throw, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a 50-50 ball that could have gone either way. Smith just makes a great play on it. Which
I agree with that.
Smith looks phenomenal.
Yeah, man. So. This is what happens when you have a guy that. This is what happens when Hurts decides to throw the ball down the field a little bit.
Right.
Even the second touchdown was really great. But yeah, it was an unbelievable catch. It was against his former teammate at Alabama, Patrick Surtain. So
Michael, I don't think it's the Rona. I don't believe.
But yeah, but I will give him his props this week. I wish there was a little bit less running the ball with the quarterback, but I guess it's one of his strengths. So you kind of capitalize.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use it
strengths.
eventually, right? Exactly. But it's just.
I also real quick. I will give him a lot of props this week because I feel like he did stay in the pocket longer than ever before.
Right.
We brought that up last week.
Yeah,
actually.
we did.
And maybe he listened to our show.
Yeah,
He was fired up.
Hi,
He was
Jalen.
fired up in Denver.
Hi, Jalen. I know you listen.
Yeah.
Like the reason why I'm being cautious with the way the Eagles are playing right now is the last few weeks they've been running the ball really well. They've been real run heavy. They finally brought Jordan Howard in. What people have been asking for since the preseason ended.
Right.
But what happens when teams finally learn what the Eagles are doing when it comes to running the ball and shut that down? They don't have another option because Jalen Hurts can't sit back and throw the ball a bunch of times.
That's fair.
So that's why I'm just being a little cautious because when teams will figure out a way to stop them, they will, and the Eagles are going to have to adjust again.
Right.
What happens when they have to adjust?
I that's totally a fair argument. But let's see them adjust first. You know what I'm saying? Like let's see if these teams, and they probably will. It's the NFL. I mean, eventually, you know. But then again, they're playing some of the worst teams in the league.
Right. Sure.
So you know the Jets, the Washington football team twice, the Giants twice, the Saints this week, who you know don't have a quarterback.
They don't have a quarterback.
So
Still,
you know, I would feel a lot less optimistic if the first half of their schedule was their second half. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was switched.
right.
If they had to go up against Kansas City and Tampa Bay and the Chargers and teams like that, the Cowboys, you know, and obviously they do have to play the Cowboys again, but
Last game of the season, I believe.
yeah, by that time the Cowboys are gonna have the division,
Yeah.
and they're probably gonna sit guys, but you know, if they would have those games in the second half of their schedule, and they were at this 4-6, right? So
Yep.
I would feel a lot less optimistic, but just the teams that they're playing, they're not coached well.
Right.
Their rosters are just not well constructed. So let's see if they can stop it first. You know, I feel like we should have that conversation if we watch them to play the Giants and the Saints and the Jets, and these teams stop the run. So that's when we should have that conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. And moving to the defensive side of the ball, they only let up 13 points. It seems like the defensive line finally got a little bit of they were a little disruptive, but the Denver Broncos offense is not a very potent one. So I don't know what to make from the defense, but I mean it's their better game in the last couple of weeks. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we saw a lot. Well, I guess we wouldn't say we saw a lot from what we saw against Detroit, but a lot of similar things in where the defense just showed up.
Right.
So, you know, the linebacker showed up. Their defensive line was disruptive, like you said.
Slay made a couple of nice plays.
Yeah, man. I actually had a stat. I think he only gave up. He had 2 targets the whole game.
Okay.
And he gave up 1 catch from -1 yard.
It's a good
So,
day. It's a good day
very
in the
good
office. Yeah.
Especially on the road.
Right. Yeah,
So,
that's good.
That's my guy.
So,
That's my guy.
Exactly. So what do you got before we move on to the against the spread? Again, it's going to be a very short episode because I'm fighting through it, like I said. So before we get into the against the spread picks, where do you like them against the Saints team? We talked about them not really having a quarterback. They
Right.
just lost to who they played? Tennessee, was it?
Yes.
I forget. Yeah. So Tennessee's a good team. They lost by 2 points. So I mean, I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think it's a winnable game.
Yeah, it definitely helps that they're home. I mean, I see if they continue to run the ball and the Saints don't pick it up, I see a win. Why not? You know.
Right.
But I got a question for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Oh,
It has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with
that's
the Eagles,
fine.
but-
That's fine.
Okay.
You can move on. I have nothing else about this game.
What did you think about the jerseys this weekend? The uniform
combo.
combo.
I'm not somebody who gets like overly like. I don't
See,
care
I'm
about
somebody
uniforms.
I'm somebody who does.
So to
We're
me,
the
it doesn't
like
really
polar
matter.
opposites.
Yeah, I don't really
And
care about uniforms.
When I first saw it earlier in the week on Twitter, I was like, "Damn, these are garbage." And then I saw them come out in it, and I was like, "Ugh." And then like halfway through, I was like, "All right, I'm kind of starting to feel the black pants a little bit." The blackout games are my favorite. The all
Yeah,
blacks.
that I do like the all blacks. I agree
Yeah.
there. But for
But,
the most part, jerseys I just don't care about.
Yeah, I got you. But I was just curious what you thought.
Yeah,
Definitely weird.
it is. It is
You
weird.
know, just because our whole lives we've seen the, midnight green. So
Right,
In the last
exactly.
couple years they've been wearing the white on white, and I can't stand that. But a couple weeks ago they played Detroit, and I think they wore the green pants.
Right.
So getting back to the
Okay.
old ways.
Yep. Exactly. So, all right, you want me to do against the spread?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so this week we both have action on the game tonight. It doesn't look so good for me so far because Stafford stinks again. But so far, so I'm 20. We're both 22 and 27 on the year, so we're dead even here. All
And
right.
all that matters tonight, right?
Yeah. So you have the Rams -4, and I have the over 49.5. Oh, so it's actually not
Okay.
looking good for you.
Right. Yeah, not good. They're down 2 scores.
Are they?
It's 21-7. Yeah.
Okay. Lots of time left, but
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll go first. Why not? Again, my bookie promo code Fired Up. Since it's good little transition there. But so I got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Las Vegas Raiders. I got the Bengals -1.
Okay, that's is that in Cincy?
It's in Vegas.
Oh boy. All right, it's ballsy. I like it.
I like the Bengals.
Yep. All right, so I got the Dolphins at Jets. This is, I mean, you want to talk about a shit show.
Yep.
I got the Jets +3. I know. We are rooting for the Dolphins to lose.
I almost did it. I almost did it.
We're rooting for the Dolphins to lose as Eagles fans, so, every loss, anything to make me root for them to lose even more is
exactly.
good,
so let's take the Jets +3.
Right. Right.
I'm going to go with Dallas and Kansas City. I got Dallas +2.5.
Okay. Where's that game at?
That is in Kansas City.
Damn, man, you're just firing in away teams, huh?
Kansas City stinks this year. They're
I don't
terrible.
know if they stink, but
Again, I said it last week. Every team in the NFL stinks.
they're just having a rough year.
There was another bad loss. Oh, Washington without Chase Young beating
Well,
Tampa
it was half
Bay.
the game.
Well,
It was half
whatever,
the
but
game.
still beating
Yeah,
Tampa
man,
Bay. Like,
any given Sunday.
every team in the NFL stinks.
Any given Sunday. See, that kind of goes with. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off topic here, but like it kind of goes with what the Eagles could possibly make the playoffs. I mean, as that second wild card. I mean, look at the teams
Every
that they
team
have
stinks.
to beat. Yeah.
Right.
So, all right, back to against the spread. I have the Ravens at Bears, another shit show of a game. -6.5 the Ravens.
Okay. Yeah, it's what Ravens team are you gonna get?
Right.
And
what Bears
they're
team
hot
are you
and
going to
cold.
get?
That's true too.
1 week,
So
Justin Fields looks like, Russell Wilson. The next week, he looks like Ryan Leaf. So,
Right. I got the Washington football team in Carolina. Carolina, Cam Newton, back. I got Carolina -3.5.
okay. I looked at that one, but I decided to go Texans and Titans. I'm going to go Titans -10.5.
It's a big line, man.
It is, but they're hot.
They are.
I don't know if it is what's Henry's injury.
Yeah,
status?
I think he's done for pretty much the year.
Yeah.
I think they said he might come back in like January.
Okay. I guess that helps if they make the playoffs, but
Right, exactly.
But I think they could still handle the Texans -10.5.
Oh, yeah, they definitely can. Yeah, absolutely. And I think they just put Julio on IR too. I think
Yeah,
he's
3
out for
weeks.
3 games. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least.
Yep.
So. All right, then I got the Colts and the Bills over 49.5.
I got the same thing.
Okay.
I think it's
Easy
going to be a
enough.
shootout.
Yeah, so do I. They both can score.
Yeah, and I feel like the Bills haven't really been able to score much the last couple weeks. But
Jaguars
I just feel
broke.
like, yeah. Actually, I lied. The Bills just put up 45. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I feel like most of that was in the second half though, like slop time. Like I don't think that
Yeah.
game went into halftime. I don't think they were up that big.
Right.
From what I remember.
Right.
All right, and then my last game I have the shit show of the Dolphins and Jets game under 45.5.
Yep, I looked at that, but I already decided to go with the spread.
Right.
So I went Niners at Jags under 46.5.
Okay.
So, and by the way, the paper's back, baby.
Paper's back. I like it. All right, so before we get out of here, I do want to talk a little bit about Flyers. So it seems like their goal scoring finally has gone away a little bit.
Yep.
They get shut out to the Maple Leafs. You win a 2-1 game against Carolina, and then you lose. What they lose 3-1 to Dallas.
4-1?
4-1, something like
5-2.
that. But
Sorry.
5-2. Okay.
Yeah.
But the big news of that Dallas game was the first game of Kevin Hayes and Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis apparently got re-injured, whatever was he was dealing with, and is now week to week.
Yep. We can't have nice things here. Like we can't have like good doctors or like good training staff. It doesn't matter what the team is. Like the Flyers, the Eagles. Like just give the bad shit to like the Wings and the Union. Nobody cares about them.
Right.
So
Exactly.
why do we get the shitty doctors? Nobody cares about soccer or lacrosse.
Right.
So Yeah, I think I said it before on here. It's in the water. It's got to be. Like, these guys just come here and get hurt. I mean, I know Ellis has had a little bit of
He has.
injury history.
He's had a history.
Right. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Thankfully, Braun and Provorov have been playing well together on that first line. Where I think Ellis played with Yandel the other night, right?
I think halfway through they mixed around a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least they got that going. Because at first, we were, kind of really, or at some point we were really missing Ryan Ellis.
Absolutely.
So
and it's still a big addition to the lineup. So I mean,
yeah,
not having him sucks.
And forget even playing, like, just the leadership too. Like, that always helps too.
Right.
But yeah, what does their schedule look like this week?
So they're at home against Calgary tomorrow night. That's the Holmgren and
tonight was
Tocchet
the
induction.
tonight was the help
alumni
me out
game.
here. Yeah,
The
that's
alumni
the
game.
word. Yep.
Yep, and then tomorrow night is the induction. Assuming I feel better, I'm supposed to be in the press box
Right.
for that one. So we'll see what happens. You might have to sub for that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, so tomorrow night at home against Calgary, then Thursday home against Tampa, and then Saturday home against Boston. So
Right.
home for all three.
That always helps too.
It does.
Calgary's pretty hot right now too, I think. Right? They've won.
Calgary's
They-
Calgary's very hot.
Yeah.
They're
and then-
8-3
I'm
and 4.
Yeah. So you play Tampa, and like you said, in Boston, obviously.
Three
some
tough
top
games.
Teams. Yeah, and thankfully they're at home.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's what didn't really make sense about playing Ellis in that Dallas game. I think it was the second half of a back-to-back on the road. You're going to have all for 2 more days. Why not just give him the 2 days extra of rest and then come home Tuesday, you know what I mean, and
Right.
play him then, but I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, it's I can never get through with some of these GMs and front office guys do here, so
Right.
can never really pinpoint what the hell they're friggin' thinking. So
Yeah, exactly. So,
I got a little thing too before we go.
okay.
I placed a parlay last night on hockey.
Okay.
So I saw it was plus 450. It was 3 money lines. We had Calgary again over the Senators, right? That started at 5:00 yesterday. It's 5:30. I'm like, all right, let me check the score. Calgary's up like 2-0. I'm like, all right, let's go. I check I don't know, maybe 6:15. They're up 4-0 in the third period. Golden.
Okay.
So I got one. They win 4-0.
Yep.
The 7:00 game hits. It's what game started first? I believe it.
The
I think
Oilers
one
and
was
Blues
7.
played. Was it the Oilers?
Wait, hold on. It was not the Oilers. It was Boston and
Boston
Montreal.
and Montreal. Okay.
Boston and Montreal. Come on. I'm scoreboard watching.
And you had Boston?
I had Boston.
Okay.
So I think Montreal was up 1-0 or 2-1 in the second period, or going into the third period. All of a sudden, Boston comes back.
They
and
were
wins
up 2-1.
5-2.
Yeah, they were up 2-1. Yep, and then Boston
Going
came
into the
back.
third period.
Yep.
And Boston came back, and I'm excited. I'm ready to go. The final game, the Devils and the Rangers. Now I'm not gonna tell you who I picked yet. So I'm scoreboard watching the game. I'm ready to go. I see the rain. How did that play out? The first period, I think it was 0-0.
No, the Devils scored 5 minutes into the first.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 5 minutes left in the first. Sorry.
Okay, so it's 1-0 Devils going into the second, right?
Yep.
Okay, the second period comes. I'm scoreboard. Or no, I'm sorry. I didn't see until the third period where it was 3-3.
Okay.
It was 3-3, or no, it was 3-2, and the Devils scored to go to overtime.
Yep, with about 3 minutes left.
Yeah. So, I'm scoreboard watching. It's 3-3 with 50 seconds left. I'm like, okay, what I need to happen isn't happening. So, they go into overtime. I'm nervous as all hell. It was only like $10, so it was like
I still don't know.
$55.
I still don't know who you have here.
Yeah. So they go to overtime. I know, obviously, nobody scores in overtime, so they go to a shootout. Now, I don't have any way to watch this game, so
ESPN Plus.
I have it, but I just got it over the weekend, so I didn't have time to like sign in or anything like
Right.
that. So by the time I realized that, I was like, oh shit, maybe I should try to sign up and do it. But it's a shootout; it's gonna end in
Right.
5 seconds. No, it went fucking like 20 minutes. The shootout.
Did it really?
Yeah, like it was crazy. It was like 8 rounds or whatever.
That's wild.
So they're going back and so I have the score app. So I pull up the score app, and on the score app, I don't know if you or anybody who's listening or watching
I have it.
knows how to. So you read the chat, and I was reading the chat like to see what's going on, and there's just it's just a bunch of trolls like.
Really?
People are like Devils score, and like the Devils didn't score, and then like the Rangers score, and then it's like every so often Rangers win, Devils win, Rangers win. Turns out I have the Devils, and they lose 4-3
Oh,
in the
you
shootout.
did. That's brutal.
So it was only $55 to win. It was $10.
But still,
yeah.
Still-
I got
still
I got
tough.
the notification. It was 3 different games. I didn't really like it for the parlay. But so I looked at the other ones that they were like offering, and that was one. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So
yeah.
the Devils
Almost
look
got
pretty.
it.
Yeah, the Devils look pretty good this year. Somewhat good this year. And obviously Boston and Calgary's red hot, like we said. So I decided to go with that one, and I lost in a shootout,
Yeah,
just like the Flyers
That's
the
brutal.
last 15 years.
Right. Yeah. It's always the Achilles heel is a shootout.
Right.
Always. So I know this week was a little short, but did you have anything else before we get out of here?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we kind of did this on the fly here, so.
we did. Yeah, we almost weren't even going to do it until about at 8:30. I was like, you know what? I'll fight through it. Let's do it. So, all right, we get out of here. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at Phired Up Podcast. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And we are going to get out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a full hour show. So we'll see you guys next week.